All right. Well, first of all, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. The way we're gonna run this workshop is gonna be pretty simple. I'm just gonna go through a couple of slides. I will dive into the demo of the new features. And then there will be, of course, the Q&A if you wanted to ask any questions. But I would also strongly suggest, if you want to dive deeper, is to contact your CSM or raise it during your check-in, weekly check-in session, or those of you who already on monthly or your account review sessions to go into more detail. This is a more of a high-level overview of what has been released as a Kolleno 2.0. I'm just gonna give a couple of seconds. As I can see, there are more people joining, which is fantastic. Right. All right. So first of all, it goes without saying, thank you to all of you, to all our customers who helped us by leaving those amazing reviews on G2 to become the best support in summer 2024, and for being with us on this incredible journey. So today is all about Kolleno 2.0, and it is from the requests that we've heard from you to implementing those requests and making it a reality and actually going beyond. So what can we expect in 2024 and beyond? So for those of you who haven't met me, I'm sure some of the older clients would have come across to me as a customer success role. Now I'm looking after partnerships as well and the operations. So I've been very close to the product since me joining Kolleno. So I'm very excited to share what we have done. Again, for those of you who've just joined, you can ask questions, raise your hand at the end of the workshop, but also recommend that you get in touch with your CSM, or you can ask it during your check-in sessions, whether it's weekly, monthly, or now it's more of an account review for yourselves. Any point in time if you want to dive deeper into what the new functionality is. All right, so from requests, we've had numerous requests from yourselves. It's been around, can we have dashboard being more interactive? Can I see the workflow performance? And I know we've addressed that through a couple of reports. However, now it's a different ball game. Which emails didn't get delivered? That question was asked, but it wasn't visible to you. Can I see all invoices that I didn't promise to pay by just clicking on the dashboard? Can I see who are my top 10 debtors? Can I even import credit limits? Can I import journal entries? Can I change the currency in the dashboard? And many, many more requests. And this is just some of them that were asked quite on frequent basis. And we have listened to you. And I think that's the beauty of Kolleno, that we do listen of what you would like to see from Kolleno, and we are implementing this for you. So with the release of Kolleno 2.0, and I will go into the demo, I promise, in a second, we've given the platform, as one of my colleagues likes to say, a facelift, but I think this is more of a, not just a facelift, it's a proper surgery. And we've implemented the new look of Kolleno. So it's not just the dashboard, but the look and feel of your day-to-day operations, hopefully now, is much better. So I will now dive into the demo, and then I'll come back to a couple of slides to share with you. And I'm happy to see that there's more and more of you joining. This is super exciting. All right. So the demo, I'm getting there. All right. So the new dashboard. The new dashboard is much more interactive than it used to be. You can basically look at information on all the active customers chasing or just all the customers chasing. And one important thing to note here that this is just for this specific dashboard. And for the dashboard, I mean this specific graph of aging. So now you can see that we've broken down the aging buckets into your not contacted, contacted, and promises to pay. So now, just with a click of a button, you can go in and see all the invoices that are in the promise to pay in that specific aging bucket. Not only that, you can also change currency, because I know some of you, and actually quite few of you, are operating in various currencies across different countries. So you might want to see it in dollars, in GBP, sometimes want to see it in Canadian dollars, sometimes in euros. And you can now do that as well by just selecting the filter here. Not only you can also see the invoices paid late, on time, but you can now drill down which are those invoices by just clicking into here and understanding who are the good ones, who are the bad ones and don't pay, and who actually pay late and how much late. And of course, the top 10 data has always been the question. How can I know who are the top 10 debtors, and how can I see it at a glance without going into the customer page or without downloading a report? So it is here, and you can see at a glance everything. First of all, you can also again filter by the currency. You can see customers overdue, the ones in the promise to pay, the total overdue percentage as of your total, so you know whether they pose significant risk to you or not, and how many invoices they have, how on average late they are, and whether you are chasing them via Kolleno or not. And of those who use the platform day to day know that if they're not active chasing in Kolleno, that's probably they don't almost exist in Kolleno. So for those who have a lot of money outstanding and a lot of receivables for you, I would suggest always keeping this on. And you can always click very quickly and understand what was the latest communication or note on that account. So that's on the top 10 debtors. Of course, there's also now the reports that you can pin to the top and make them your favorites. So some of you are now becoming more and more enamored with a detailed aging, because it's now the report that has everything in it, from all your customers to your invoices to the promises to pay on each invoice, when it was created, when it was modified, and a lot more information. It's almost becoming a master report, and I know quite a few of you do like downloading that on a frequent basis. Monthly collection cohorts, again, that's also an instant report that you can have, but also workflow impact. But probably now you don't need to have the workflow impact downloaded as often, because we've built the dashboard that can allow you to see the impact of workflows instantly. So again, comes back to the request we've heard from you, and of course we're listening, and we're here to build and deliver what our customers are asking for. So all the customers in the workflows, you can see how much you've collected out of all the workflows that you've initiated and what it is. Then you can see here customers' balance that is not in the workflows, and you can take action. And again, just to be very specific here, you can modify the date. Then you can also see the collection results per each workflow, and you can choose here which workflow you would like and the time frame you would like to see it from. Most importantly, you can see which communications have been undelivered, and you can take action. I think so far, from what I know from a couple of calls that we already had with you, that ability to know which emails were read and unread actually, I would say, posing a lot of interest. So yes, you can now click into here. This is also interactive, and see which emails have been read and which emails have been unread. And also undelivered emails. Imagine if you're trying to follow up with someone that you constantly get in a bounce back email, you would like to know about that. You can do that as well now with Kolleno. And most importantly, of course, you can see how much time you've got saved through automation. So this is a Kolleno dashboard, a new release of Kolleno 2.0 in the nutshell. But we didn't stop there. Of course, on top of that, we've brought in numerous new filters in the workflow. So, of course, there are now filters on the aging brackets, on the most overdue invoice. And if you would like to change anything in your workflows, I would say reach out to your CSM and book a session to change that. What I would also love to show is a very exciting and the beginning of the journey that will probably take us to something more and more exciting is the Kolleno AI Copilot. So on each customer, you can now ask a question. So we can say, for example, when is the latest payment? The last payment. And it tells me. And it tells me what was the last payment, what was the delays, why are there disputes, who said what. So you can see and summarize information much easier here with Kolleno AI Copilot. On top of that, if you wanted to reply to an email, you can utilize AI reply as well to basically provide you with a draft answer to the email or a draft reply. So this is just a small snippet and a glimpse of what and I'm going to discard that, of what the Kolleno AI Copilot will be, because we will be releasing more and more of these features across the platform in your task manager or in your collector's tasks, in your overall customers page, in reconciliation, and of course, in the automation. One last thing to mention is, of course, your requests. So we've now developed and added a button for you to request features, so we can listen more to what you need and prioritize those features in the roadmap. So if you have any wish list, please submit your request and we'll of course take it into consideration. So this is the end of the demo. As I said, if you want to dive in deeper and see more functionalities, please book a session with your CSM or bring it up in your next conversation. On top of that, I would like to also share one last thing with you. And it's about what we can expect. As you remember, the main point of this workshop is to tell you what we've done and what is going to be beyond this release. So, let me just go back to my slide sharing. Right. So Kolleno roadmap beyond 2024. As you know, the no-code workflows are already here. You can drag and drop all these different actions and filters, and some of you already done that in action. Automatic reconciliation, any payments processed via Kolleno are allocated already to your ERP, but also you have the reconciliation where you can connect your bank feed and reconcile payments from the bank feed into your ERP. And that's where we can learn with our AI mechanism more and more and match those payments better for you. Intelligent workflows. You don't need to restart workflows. Workflows looks at your universe of customers and allocates them basically automatically into that workflow when they meet the criteria. The AI Copilot snippet that you just saw, this is just the beginning of Kolleno Assistant and Kolleno GPT. So what can you expect more? Of course, this is going to be a proper assistant that will not only allow you to ask questions, but do certain things for you, like reply to an email or maybe make that phone call. Kolleno GPT will be available all over the platform where you can ask any question and get any answer basically instantly. The few very soon releases I would say we're expecting is the multiple mailboxes. They're coming very shortly to the platform, so you can have more than just one mailbox, and you would be able to configure the workflows to that. And the next deployment of the AI, or Gen AI, as we would like to call it internally in Kolleno, will be released in the assignment of the emails. So that will be also released very shortly, and I'm sure you're all excited as I am. So this is the Kolleno roadmap beyond 2024. This is probably a 6 to 12 months project. And I said, please book a session with your CSM. You can also request one from support@kolleno.com, and we will reward and get that booked in for you. So if you want to redo your workflows, you would like to dig deeper into the dashboard, or you would simply like to explore our open banking and reconciliation tool, or any of the payments, just get in touch with us and I'll be very happy to help you. So on this wonderful note, I'm going to stop and see if there are any questions from the audience. Don't be shy. I think there is a box for the Q&A if you want to write questions. Okay. So one of the question is, have you seen companies using the AI so far? Yes, so some of our customers are already utilizing the AI reply, because that makes it much easier and quicker for them to reply to questions from their customers. We've also seen that AI being used by some of our partners as well, and how they're implementing that into their product. Next question is, hi Irina, is there a way to amend your dashboard and move things around? So Sandra, thanks for asking the question. This is at the moment as the first version. So at the moment they are static. However, we are already considering and thinking of making it more customizable, but this will be probably further in 2025. All right, next one. All right, so can you add a customer segment to the dashboard besides actively chasing? So at the moment it's actively chasing. However, you can also add filters already to those customers. So if you wanted to say, look into your customers that are in the 91 plus category, you can then select them, click on that specific customer group, and then add more filters. So yes, you can do that, but you cannot add it to the dashboard itself. So it's almost drilling down into that specific customer group, say 90 plus of promises to pay, and then you would select the segment. So Sharon, we can also cover that on the next check-in, and we can show you how to do that. Next one. Do you have suggestions on how to best to utilize the AI? I guess utilize the AI in the best way possible is making your day-to-day easier, right? How can you reply to emails faster utilizing it, or looking at the timeline of your customer, and also getting that information from the customer timeline much quicker instead of scrolling through the timeline. Ask that question at the Copilot and just get your answer straight away. So that would be my best suggestions on how to utilize the current functionality. Next one. Can you elaborate on the reconciliation product? Of course. So for those of you who are utilizing any of the integrations we have, so for example, if you're already utilizing any card integrations such as Stripe or Adyen, Go Cardless, or any of the open banking functionalities, if you activate those, you should be able to reconcile payments automatically when they're charged via Kolleno into your ERP. On top of that, if your clients are paying just say it's a remittance of 10K and they've put a reference and it just comes into your bank account, you can also do that. And then what you would do is utilize Kolleno reconciliation tool, where with our AI mechanism, we're suggesting the best match based on the amount. And we look at many different factors, but one of them is basically amount, references, and customer name, and we'll suggest you the best match possible. And when you click match, we will basically send that payment the same way we do with the other payment options into your ERP and create the payment object. Again, if you want to dive in more into the reconciliation product, I would say book a session with your CSM and we can dive into it in more detail. All right. We noticed that the currency is not visible on the main customer page. The currency in a quick view on the customer page. Roberto, very happy to cover that on our next check-in. I think on the customer, we generally show just in the view, you should be able to see the currency, and then you would be able to filter it, but we can show you exactly how to do that in the check-in session as well. Is there a way to see each client's total revenue for each year under their profile? Thank you much. This is a really good question. I think that's a great request. So I would strongly suggest putting that as a request feature with a new optionality that you can do. Because this is something we are thinking, and it is part of the improvements that we can make to the platform. So the short answer is it's not available yet, but please submit the request and we'll definitely put that on the roadmap. Can I use the AI to check the customer? Of course, you can definitely do that. You can ask the chat in the customer profile about anything about that customer, and it will give you a summary. Next one. Oh, apologize. Can my customer see the credit memos in the payment portal? Yes, but you would need to configure that. So in your settings, you would need to ensure that the customer options are activated to see payment options, any payments that they've made, credit memos. So yes, you can do that, but you just need to activate that in settings. Again, if you're having trouble doing that, reach out to us. We'll be happy to hop on a call and get that done with you. All right, got a few more questions. Will there be an update on visibility of promises to pay on the customer invoices screen rather than viewing all promises to pay through the dashboard or via reports? So on the invoices screen, you can already do that via the filter. So you can filter by the promises to pay that are active, and then that will allow you to see everything in the promise to pay. Again, if you're having trouble, just reach out to us. Happy to answer that and show you how to do that. Next, can I have a session on the best practice of AI in the future? Absolutely. Again, just reach out to your CSM or raise it during your next check-in, and we'll be very, very happy to address that. I think there is another question from similar revenue thing. Yes, so again, put in the feature request. We'll be very happy to consider the revenue per customer, and we will definitely put that on the roadmap. So AI is showing only on the emails that you want to reply to. It's not in the basically composing an email, because when you use an AI to reply, we're basically helping you to not compose an email on a blank, because otherwise you would need to give it a lot of pointers of what you want to write. But on the reply, that's where AI can scan the email chain and come up with the best possible response for you. Yes, Sharon, do reach out and we'll go through everything in detail. All right, I have last question here saying, interested in debt collection feature, can you elaborate how it works? So actually, this is probably another one that is going to be on the roadmap very, very, very soon. Well, it is on the roadmap, but will be available very soon. So in terms of debt collection, we have partnered with a company called Debtors. They are a global credit insurance / debt collection company operating across the world and across different jurisdictions. And we've incorporated basically on your invoices, there is already the 3 dots where you can assign customers. You can now send a specific invoice to debt collection where you can fill in the form and basically submit all the details, and I'll come back to you with a quote. What we are building is to put it as part of our workflows, where you can basically include an action to say, basically send to the debt collection, update invoice status to debt collection. And that's something we are currently working on. So stay tuned on that one. And also, we're actually doing a webinar with Debtors at the end of this month, which will be announced probably tomorrow. So do sign up and definitely attend that one. Hi, is it possible to add the day that the payment has been promised, as on the dashboard it only shows the due date? So I will double check on that one, Amy, and we will come back to you. I believe the answer is yes, but I just want to be 100% sure. Is it possible to filter per region somewhere in the dashboard? Again, so if you go, so the dashboard itself cannot be filtered per se per region. However, if your region is operating in a certain currency, so that could be utilized as a proxy for that region. That's number one. Or you can go into that specific category that you're looking at and then adjust more filters. So when you click in there, there will be more filters you can apply when you see the list of invoices, and you can basically add any of those filters in there. If any other questions, you more than welcome to reach out to myself directly, to any of your CSMs, or just to support@kolleno.com, and we will happily take any questions, book you in for any sessions you would like. And again, thank you so much for attending. Thank you for listening, and thank you for being part of the Kolleno journey, as this wouldn't have been possible without you, our customers. So we are very thankful, and we're looking forward to building more and better products with you in the future. Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. And of course, this recording will be available, and we'll send it around to everyone shortly.